Welcome to Hunting with Hex. I'm your host, Mike Slinkard. You know, with spring in full swing across the country, it's time once again to head out in pursuit of one of America's favorite game birds, the wild turkey. You know, our over-the-top footage of Hex encounters gets a lot of views online, and rightfully so. With Hex technology in play, we do things that seem simply impossible for those who don't yet understand just how well Hex works to completely fool the turkey's legendary eyesight. Today, in fact, we're pushing the limits even further than we ever have before. The footage that you're about to see today is going to challenge everything that you thought you knew about turkey vision and prove once again that Hex technology is quite honestly the biggest advantage that a turkey hunter can have if they want to take more birds every spring. I guarantee you that you've never seen anything like what we're about to show you. So prepare to have your mind completely blown, and you'll see it all just like it happened right here on Hunting with Hex.
Hunting is about getting close. Really close. Get closer than you ever thought was possible.
When you have a cameraman and you setting out in a dirt field like this, you can get away with so much with this Hex on.
I've got to give credit once again to Hex.
We showcase the science of getting close right here on Hunting with Hex.
Hunting with Hex is brought to you by PSE Archery. Tough Country, American values forged in steel. Ozonics, undetectable, undeniable. Victory Archery, the carbon arrow experts. Nocturnal lighted Nox, illumination that lasts for 20+ hours. Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls, we call the game. Tacticam, share your hunt. Spot Hog, the world's toughest archery products. Avula Safaris, book your hunt. And by Hex Stealth Screen, the evolution of concealment.
On this first hunt, I'm hunting with my buddy Andy Day. We're all set up in a good feeding area, and we have a group of turkeys working into our location. First in is this group of hens. How many times have you had hens come in, look things over, then putt their way out, taking that tom with them? As you can see, they're right on top of us. We're hunting the Hex way with no blind, and Andy and I are sitting out on chairs about 15 steps from the decoys. Yet these hens don't pay any attention to us at all. The entire time that they were in front of us, a good tom was strutting just off to our left, and I was hoping that he'd make his way in, but unfortunately he never did. Well, eventually the hens moved off and the group fed out of the area. While we were sitting there, I was thinking back to when I'd worn an orange safety vest and shot a bird with a shotgun a couple seasons ago after I had a shoulder surgery which prevented me from drawing my bow. I'd been itching to try it again, but this time I wanted to use my bow.
Well, we're gonna try a midday set. It's fairly early in the season, but we got quite a few birds here. We're just gonna set up and call, and hopefully we get something's attention and it'll come on in. But I am obviously pushing the limit today. I've got the orange vest on and the bow, so we're gonna see what happens. You know, I shot one with a shotgun a couple of years ago this way without any problems, so I think I can do it with a bow too. So anyway, we'll give her a shot.
Well, I'd probably been calling about 45 minutes when I spotted some birds headed our way. Well, it turned out to be a couple of young toms, and they strutted right out in front of us about 10 steps away, totally ignoring me sitting on my chair in my bright orange vest. You know, I gave them plenty of time to pick me out, but when they never did, I decided I'd draw my bow and take a shot. Well, it was a good hit, and I knew the turkey would be down quick. But the most surprising thing is what happened next.
Well, apparently they can't see orange.
Well, the second bird just didn't leave. It stood around, seemingly confused about what had happened. So I decided to play with it and just wave my hand and see how he would react. I got no reaction from the bird, so I waved again, still no reaction. Then Andy whispered and asked if I wanted him to try to shoot it and get a double. So I'm thinking for that to actually happen, Andy's gonna have to do some crazy stuff. He's gonna have to reach behind him, grab his bow, stand up, move around me and the camera, get an arrow out, hook his release on his string and draw, all while this turkey just watches it all go down, just steps away. Right about now, I'm sure you're thinking there is no friggin' way that they can get away with all of that. And even I have my doubts, but we were there to push the limits, so I told Andy why not. But as you can see, this bird is standing 25 yards away in the wide open and watched it all and still even gobbled back to the call.
Hex is excited to offer our first dedicated outerwear system. Our new premium quality outerwear pant, coupled with a Hex hooded shirt with integrated face cover, is the ultimate Hex system for any hunting situation. You can find this system on our website as a pre-built system, or you can customize this system even further using our new Build Your Own System option. The hooded shirt comes with an integrated face mask, a convenient front pocket, thumb holes, and is the perfect Hex outerwear piece for these cooler days in the field. It comes in both Hex-style camo patterns as well as a two-tone version. Brand new to the Hex lineup is our outerwear pants. These will be the most comfortable hunting pants you will ever wear, and of course, they have the Hex patented technology woven right in. They feature a super comfortable action-cut, quiet fabric, ample pocket space, and a zippered leg pocket for your Hex accessories or your cell phone. This is a high-quality pant that replaces the need for an additional Hex layer in order to get the full Hex advantage. They come in both Hex-style Anywhere and Hex-style green camo, as well as an olive brown. This is quickly becoming our best-selling system. You can check it out on our website along with other great Hex products and accessories. Don't delay. We expect these systems to sell out fast. We'll see if the guys can get away with this crazy maneuver right after this. Welcome back to Hunting with Hex. Before the break, we watched as host Mike Slinkard took a turkey sitting in a chair, wearing an orange vest, using his bow, and all in plain sight of two birds. With the second Tom hanging around confused, Mike and his buddy Andy decide to try and switch positions and go for a double. Now, let's get back to the action.
Well, I had just shot a bird standing right beside this one, yet it was so confused by our lack of electrical emissions that it stayed around and let us get away with changing positions. Andy had to walk forward and get in the clear, and this bird stayed there and watched him while he drew his bow and took the shot. Well, unfortunately, Andy's arrow missed, but just how incredible was that encounter? You know, before Hex, this would have been impossible, yet you just saw it happen. You know, birds see electrical emissions from our bodies visually, and when a movement does not have an emission, the bird is extremely confused. To him, it's like an inanimate object moving around in front of it, and the bird simply doesn't know how to react. Since Andy still hadn't connected, it was his turn on the bow. So the next morning, we're set up in the same area, but on an open ridge near a roost area. Just after daylight, we had birds moving through the area. Unfortunately, they didn't seem interested in our decoys, but still hung around the area just out of our reach. Then, on the spur of the moment, Andy decides to leave his chair and see how close he could stalk to one of the big toms. He quickly moved forward to a juniper tree closer to the bird. Well, Andy took his time and moved slowly, and soon was well inside archery range. Unfortunately, there were still small limbs in the way, so he couldn't take a shot. The turkey totally ignored him as he worked his way closer and closer till he's literally just on the other side of the tree from the big tom. You know, Andy uses the tree trunk where he can, but for most of the stalk, he could see the turkey feeding. But as you can see, the bird stops and looks at him several times, yet every time dismisses him as nothing to worry about. In a crazy move even for us, Andy stands to draw his bow at maybe 4 or 5 steps from this mature bird and is plainly visible the entire time. When the tom fed back to the right, Andy was forced to make a move to the left in order to make the shot. Well, this big tom was so close that Andy needed to actually use his 40-yard pin to hit it. But instead, he held his 20-yard pin low and shot right under this bird. That means he was under 4 yards away. You know, it may have been a miss, but wearing Hex technology, Andy was able to stalk within feet of a mature wild turkey and get a shot with his bow. Now, I challenge anybody to try that without Hex.
If you're looking for a Hex system, come visit our new website, where you have the option to build your own system from any of the Hex clothing to match your particular hunting style. Or choose from one of our convenient pre-built systems specifically designed to cover you in Hex technology in every season. The original Hex suit is very lightweight, breathable, and versatile enough to be used in almost any hunting situation. The Hex systems consist of 3 pieces. These essential pieces include a Hex pant, Hex top, and Hex head cover. You may use any combination of appropriate Hex products to achieve the goal of covering as much of your body as possible with Hex technology. All Hex hunting products are now available in our new Hex Style Anywhere and Hex Style Green digital camo patterns to match any terrain. The material features a highly electrically conductive carbon grid woven into the polyester-based cloth. The grid blocks your body's electrical field. The suit is designed to be worn under your regular camo or over the top as an outer layer. The technology is effective either way. The original pants are cut similar to sweatpants, with an elastic waistband, elastic cuffs on the bottom, side pockets, and a convenient fly. The pullover shirt features thumb holes, serge stitching, and an embroidered logo. The head cover has a hemmed eye hole, adjustable drawstring in the back, and is very easy to use. Additional accessories are sold separately and include the Hex hat, our versatile multi-rag that can be worn in a variety of ways, camo gloves made of a lightweight, stretchy material in matching camo, and a heavyweight over-the-calf sock. And of course, all of the accessories have the Hex grid woven right in. Order right now and use the promo code to save on your order of a complete Hex suit. Visit our website to learn more about our full line of clothing and accessories, as well as our fit guarantee for worry-free ordering. The turkey action gets even more unbelievable right after this quick break. Welcome back to Hunting with Hex. This week we've been showing you some over-the-top footage. And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, it does.
Well, after my success with the orange vest earlier, I suggested to Andy that we try it once more. Since Andy's still trying to tag a bird, he's back in the shooter seat with the orange vest on. We were set up close to some roosted birds, and it wasn't long before we had a good bird moving into our setup. Well, unfortunately, once again, Andy is having trouble getting his bow back. He's making huge movements, waving his bow and even lifting his leg, causing his chair to make a lot of noise. You know, it's obvious that this bird is aware that something big is happening, but with no bioelectric signature coming from Andy, it was obviously confused about what was going on and hangs around long enough for Andy to finally get to full draw and take a shot. But in the struggle to draw his bow, Andy's arrow fell off the rest, causing it to fly way to the left. And that chalked up another frustrating miss for Andy. You know, we all know without Hex, that bird would have been putting and running until he got to the next county. But as we've seen now for over a decade, with Hex technology blocking the bioelectrical emissions, our movement just doesn't look the same to birds. Remember, only living movement produces bioelectric energy due to the firing of our muscles. So any movement that doesn't have these emissions just doesn't look like living movement to that bird. So even though they see the movement, they're hesitant to react as they normally would. In this case, the bird clearly saw the movement, but was confused long enough for Andy to get a shot. You know, Andy's getting pretty discouraged at this point, and no one can blame him. But Andy's not a quitter, and there are still other birds gobbling in the area. We continued calling, and it wasn't long before we had another bird headed straight into us.
If you're looking for a hex system, come visit our new website, where you have the option to build your own system from any of the hex clothing to match your particular hunting style. Or choose from one of our convenient pre-built systems specifically designed to cover you in hex technology in every season. Our most popular hex system is our base layer. The base layer is a lightweight semi-thermal material designed to be worn under your regular hunting clothing or over the top. It comes in the original olive green, as well as our new Hex Style Anywhere and Hex Style Green digital camo patterns to match any terrain. The material features a highly electrically conductive carbon grid woven into the polyester-based cloth. The grid blocks your body's electrical field. The suit is designed to be worn under your regular camo or over the top as an outer layer. The technology is effective either way. All complete hex systems include 3 pieces. These essential pieces include a hex pant, hex top, and hex head cover. You may use any combination of appropriate hex products to achieve the goal of covering as much of your body as possible with hex technology. The shirt is a quarter zip Henley with rugged serge stitching, embroidered hex logo, and thumb holes. The form-fitting pants have rugged serge stitching throughout, and the heavy elastic waistband and cuff ensure they stay in place. They also feature a convenient fly. The head cover has a hemmed eye hole, adjustable drawstring in the back, and is very easy to use. Additional accessories are sold separately and include the hex hat, our versatile multi-rag that can be worn in a variety of ways, camo gloves made of a lightweight stretchy material in matching camo, and a heavyweight over-the-calf sock. And of course, all of the accessories have the hex grid woven right in. Order right now and use the promo code to save on your order of a complete hex suit. Visit our website to learn more about our full line of clothing and accessories, as well as our fit guarantee for worry-free ordering. We'll see if Andy can break this streak of mishaps right after this. Welcome back to Hunting with Hex. This week has been an action-packed show with one crazy encounter after another, leading up to host Mike Slinkard and his friend Andy Day, sitting in chairs wearing bright orange vests, trying to take a turkey with archery gear. Before the break, Andy missed on a nice tom after having problems drawing his bow. But a few minutes later, a second tom is headed their way. Now let's get back to the hunt.
You know, when this bird came in, Andy was super determined to resume himself, and he was able to get his bow drawn, all with no reaction from the bird at all. This time, Andy was able to put it all together to make a great shot. You know, conventional wisdom says that turkeys are super attuned to bright colors and movement, yet Andy just shot a mature bird with his bow wearing a bright orange vest, plus he did it out in plain sight less than 20 yards from the decoys. You know, you just can't make this stuff up. Hex technology changes the game in a major way when you're after wild turkeys. Well, it's finally my turn behind the bow again. Since we had birds gobbling in the area, we quickly picked up Andy's bird and began calling again to try for a double. Just like Andy, I'm sporting a bright orange vest and sitting in plain sight of the decoys. Well, it was mid-morning by the time we had more action, but after a few soft calls, we once again had turkeys moving all around us. I waited to see if he was going to commit to the decoys, and when he didn't, I drew my bow and took the shot.
Well, Andy, what do you think about today?
I think today was an awesome day. It's been a long time since we've ever gotten a double.
Yeah, we've got one a couple years ago, but one of them was with a shotgun, if you remember.
Yep,
so,
that's true.
But, man, today was all archery, and it was all out of the box. Orange vest. Both of us had the orange vests on when we shot. And they just don't pay attention. That's all there is to it.
Nope, they didn't pay any attention at all.
Yeah, so I've been trying to tell people the electrical field's a lot bigger deal than camo, bigger than blinds, bigger than anything, because you really don't need any of that.
Nope.
Now, block your electrical field, and you're going to get away with a lot more than you ever thought possible, and it don't matter what kind of camo you're in. Just doesn't. So, anyway, hey, let's get these to the cooler, and the season's just starting, buddy.
Yep, thanks, man.
All right, thank you.
Hex is excited to announce your chance to win an expense-paid hunt to South Africa in July 2025. You'll enjoy Avula Safari's top-rated camp and hang out with country music star Josh Ward as he entertains by the campfire. Hunt with Josh and the Hex crew with all the action recorded for the Hunting with Hex TV show. Go to hexhunting.com and sign up and secure your chance to win the hunt of a lifetime.
Well, I told you in the beginning that we were going to show you some turkey hunts that would blow your mind, and I think we delivered some encounters that like you've never seen before. Truthfully, I'm not really sure what more I can do to test the limits of Hex technology, but I do think today's episode proves once and for all that Hex is a complete game changer when it comes to hunting wild turkeys. You know, we've been pushing the limits in every part of the country and with every turkey species with the same result. You know, I've said it before and I'm going to say it yet again. Hex is simply the biggest advantage that a turkey hunter can have. It's bigger than camo, it's bigger than those tight chokes on your shotgun. It's really bigger than almost any other turkey product that you can buy. With turkey season firing up across the country, you need to add the Hex advantage to your turkey gear this season. You know, Hex is only available consumer direct, so go online or give us a call and get your own Hex system on the way today. That way you can be blown away by your own ultra close turkey encounters this season. Also, make sure to visit our social media sites and subscribe to the Hex Stealth Screen channel on YouTube, where you can see even more insane Hex encounters. In the meantime, we'll keep pushing the limits and bringing it to you each week, right here on Hunting with Hex.
If you have an amazing Hex encounter you'd like to share, give us a call or go online. You can find out more on our website. While you're online, make sure to take a minute and check us out on our social media sites as well.